The Wired Brain Coffee Video Admin app is a UWP application that is built throughout this course by the developers of the fictitious Wired Brain Coffee company. To access blob storage, the app references a .NET Standard class library with the name Wired Brain Coffee Storage. .NET Standard means that this class library can be used on any .NET platform like .NET Framework, .NET Core or Xamarin. If you want to learn more about .NET Standard, you can watch my course .NET Standard Getting Started. The Wired Brain Coffee Storage class library contains a class called Coffee Video Storage that is used to access blob storage. It is your responsibility to implement this Coffee Video Storage class. But don't worry, of course I will help you. Before we write the code in the Coffee Video Storage class to upload videos, let's switch to Visual Studio and let's ensure that you understand the Wired Brain Coffee solution. Here I've opened the Wired Brain Coffee solution. As you can see, it contains the Wired Brain Coffee admin application and the Wired Brain Coffee Storage .NET Standard class library. Let's open the Coffee Video Storage class. This class contains an upload video async method that takes a video byte array and a blob name. Here you can see a to-do comment for you: upload the video to blob storage. Before we do this, let's add a breakpoint here and let's take a look at the application. The application doesn't have so much functionality yet. It has an Add Video button here that you can use to add a video. So let's click on this button and the Add Coffee Video dialog opens up. Here you can click on Select Video and let's select here the Programmer MP4 file that I have on my computer. The Programmer MP4 file is selected and let's click on Add Video. And now the Upload Video Async method of the Coffee Video Storage class is called with the video byte array and the blob name programmer.mp4. Let's hit continue. Now you can see the programmer mp4 file appears here on the left and you can see the details on the right. Let's click add video again. This time I select here the coffee machine mp4 file and I click add video. Now we are again in the upload video async method of the coffee video storage class. Let's hit continue. And you can see now we have two videos here in this list and you can select one and you see the details on the right. So the Universal Windows Platform application has already the functionality to add a video and it's now your part to upload that video to blob storage. But before we do this, I want to explain you the most important parts of the admin application. The application uses the Model View ViewModel pattern, or short MVVM. That means we have views and view models. So you see a main page and a main view model and a coffee video view and a coffee video view model and so on. Let's open up the main page. When I open the designer, you can see what we have seen already live, the UI of the Coffee Video Admin application. Let's go to the XAML code. When I scroll down a bit, you can see here the button with the text Add Video. The click event handler of that button is bound to viewModel.addCoffeeVideoAsync. ViewModel is a property of that main page. So let's go to the code behind file. And in this code behind file, you can see here the ViewModel property, which is of type MainViewModel. So let's open up the MainViewModel. This MainViewModel is a class that contains the UI logic. As you can see, it has a bunch of properties and methods. Here you can see properties that are used to display a loading message in the UI and methods to set these loading properties. Then it has a property called Coffee Videos that contains a collection of coffee video view models. It has a selected coffee video property and an isCoffeeVideoSelected property. And here is the Add Coffee Video Async method that we have just seen here on the click event handler of the button. So when you click the button, the Add Coffee Video Async method of the main view model is called. Let's expand this method. Here you can see a dialog is shown, and if the dialog result is okay, the Upload Video Async method is called with the byte array and the blob name of that dialog data. After that, a new Coffee Video View Model is created and added to the main view model's Coffee Videos property and assigned to the selected Coffee Video property. The Coffee Video View Model is really very simple. It contains just the properties blob name and blob URI. Here in the main view model, you can see how these properties of the Coffee Video View Model are set. The value of the blob name property of the dialog data is assigned to the Coffee Video View Model's blob name property. To the blob URI property, a hard-coded string is assigned because we don't have a real URI, as we don't upload anything yet. Here is also a to-do comment for you. Initialize Coffee Video View Model with uploaded data. Now let's look again at the main page SAML file. When you scroll down, you can see here the list view that allows the selection of a video on the left side of the application. As you can see, its item source property is bound to the Coffee Videos property of the main view model. The Coffee Videos property contains Coffee Video View Models, and this list view displays the blob name property of these Coffee Video View Models. The selected item property of this list view is bound to the selected Coffee Video property of the main view model with a two-way data binding. This means when the user selects a Coffee Video View Model in this list view, the selected Coffee Video property of the main view model is set to that selected Coffee Video View Model. The details of the selected Coffee Video View Model are displayed with this Coffee Video View. You can see that its view model property is bound to the selected Coffee Video property of the main view model. The Coffee Video view is only displayed if the isCoffeeVideo selected property is true. The Coffee Video view is a user control that you find in the view folder of the Wired Brain Coffee admin app. So when you double-click this control and you look at the design, you can see that it contains just two text boxes to display the blob name and the blob URI. When you look at the SAML code, you can see that these two text boxes are bound to viewModel.blobName and viewModel.blobURI. In this case, when you go to the code behind file, you can see that the viewModel property is of type Coffee Video View Model. And in the main page SAML file, exactly this viewModel property of the Coffee Video view is bound to the selected Coffee Video property of the main view model. So this is how everything is connected. When I scroll down a bit further, you see here also a loading overlay. You see this grid is visible only if the isLoading property of the main view model is true. And if that's the case, it displays a text block with the loading message property of the main view model and with a progress ring that shows some progress to the user. Now, this is how the SAML code and the data binding is implemented. The last bit I want to show you is dependency injection. When you look at the main view model's constructor, you can see that it has some parameters. The main view model takes the dependencies as constructor parameters, which makes it unit testable. For example, in a unit test, you could pass in another implementation of iCoffee Video Storage. This iCoffee Video Storage interface is actually part of the Wired Brain Coffee Storage class library. The interface just has two methods, upload video async and check if blob exists async. As you might have noticed already, the Coffee Video Storage class implements this iCoffee Video Storage interface. Now, to create a new main view model instance, you could call this constructor and pass in all the dependencies on your own. But the developers of the Wired Brain Coffee Company were smart and they used dependency injection. So when you look at the main page SAML CS file, you can see that they create a new main view model with this single line. This single line calls the main view model constructor and passes in all the required dependencies to that constructor. Let me show you how this works. As you can see, a container property of the current application object is used. So let's go to the app SAML CS file. Here you can see a using for autofag. That's the dependency injection library that is used. It is installed as a NuGet package in this Wired Brain Coffee admin application. Let's scroll down a bit in this app SAML CS file, and here you can see the container property that is of type iContainer. In the onLaunch method of the application object, the container property is initialized. To initialize the container property, a bootstrapper instance is used and its bootstrap method is called. The bootstrapper class is in the startup folder of the Wired Brain Coffee admin application. So here you can see how the container for the dependency injection is set up. For example, the main view model is registered as a single instance. And here you can see how the Coffee Video Storage type is registered for the interface iCoffee Video Storage. This means now, whenever an iCoffee Video Storage is required, an instance of the Coffee Video Storage class is used. So this is how things are set up in this Universal Windows Platform application. If you have any questions about the code of this application, please ask these questions in the discussion tab of this Pluralsight course. Now let's focus on the Coffee Video Storage class and let's implement the upload video async method.